right, so let me get to some superheroics for a bit. Let's kick things off with Magonolia, right? As we've said before, this is this is the brainchild of our colleague Ansel Harris, who is pretty much just spearheading this Vil Ventures universe. So it's started off as Trinidadian, but now it's gonna expand to the Caribbean. So basically, it's these bunch of Caribbean superheroes and villains, and just these stories being told out of this universe, right? We covered the first two episodes already, and literally today, the time's recording here, we got the third episode, man. We got
Right.
which is titled A Hero, right? And this was actually pushed a week back, but we actually got it here today, right? So I will just share my thoughts on it. You could come in when you want to, but I have a feeling we pretty much agree mostly with the same things, right? So essentially, what this is about is, yeah, this is the moment where Risha, right? This is the lead character. She's Magnolia. This is where she kind of comes to terms with who she is. She was, she lost a fight before to Laline, last episode, and now it's just basically her just kind of realizing, hey, you know what I mean? I have a purpose. I have these powers. Let me just be a hero again. So it's that. It's just simple and to the point, right? And just to get to the good, right? I really do like the simplicity in that idea. Just that's the point of the episode, right? There's a nice moment where she has this flashback and she's thinking about her mom, who actually is revealed early on is a Capernaum citizen actually. So yeah, she's alien as well, right? Yes, you do see her face, which makes sense, right? And like when she tells her, she has the power to fly or something in that regard, right? And yeah, I mean, we do see Rachel fly in this, right?
Yeah, the straight up,
Admittedly,
a real straight up Man of Steel thing.
yeah, it's a Man of Steel moment right down to the
It's like,
angles, the shots, and
yeah,
just
tape shot.
seeing just seeing the buildings and all that kind of stuff is a very Man of Steel moment, right? I would like to see a little BTS into how they pull that off. Like, I don't think it's just simple After Effects or whatnot. I feel there's probably a little something else behind the scenes. But yeah, there's a cool moment, even though, admittedly, sorry to say, this was spoiled in the trailer, where she stops this robber, right? Because this
Right.
guy who, steals this woman's purse, right? And it's a cool moment. Just paraphrasing here, where he's like, I not in that cartoon thing, something like that. And I thought that was really cool.
Right.
But I will lie, I like, her use it basically not beating him down, which I thought she was gonna do, but basically just using one of her powers, basically to kind of subjugate him, like subjugate his control his gun hand. Basically, I thought it was a really cool moment.
Right.
Um, but again, though, unfortunately, there are still pacing issues, right? There's sequences which I just find just go a little too long for what they're trying to say. Like case in point, the opening, right after we see the title and whatnot, and it's just her just chatting with her friend Kimberly. And by the way, basically talk to her friend Kimberly about what went on and how come Rico ran away and all that kind of stuff. I would have liked to see both Kimberly and Rico here. You know what I mean? At least like to follow up and see what they're up to now, because they just basically ran when Lane show up, and like we just don't see them again. So,
Right.
and especially with Rico and him knowing about these like half breeds and stuff. So we want to know more. You know what I mean? I felt that they really should have been here in this episode. But yeah, as much as I appreciate seeing Rachel's dad here, yeah, just kind of felt that the scene just ran a little too long. But the scene that really goes long, in my opinion, is the classroom scene that follows by. And I get where they're going with in terms of, okay, well, Rachel's an outcast, and she's always to herself, and the classmates tease and all that kind of stuff. But we
Yeah.
literally don't need to see her outside the school walking in and inside, and everybody just pulling up
Uh,
chairs and
they
sitting
had a
down,
they had
and
a feel for time.
yeah, it's
Uh,
just come on,
as I said, no,
get to the point.
as I said, the thing with Ansel, as I say, what I said, well, is kind of the same opinion from before, right? Which is this stuff should have, what you should do is just film the whole thing. I don't know if you could do it from here on in, but like for the next 3 episodes or however long it's meant to be, film the whole thing and then edit according after the fact for a fuller narrative. Because that's the
Right.
problem with this, is that
Mhm.
he just it's too piecemeal and it kind of not making much sense as it is now. Because you say it not because I watch back the last two episodes now, just to catch back up because again I forget what was going on. Unfortunately, and that was another problem as it is now. So yeah, that is the whole issue, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Akabi, um, coming back to it because it's like, wait, what happened before? Okay, let me go back. And because so much time passed between them, so what you should do, I say, if well, I don't know how long the arc meant to be, but I was thinking in my head, I think in that 6 episodes, come we just most Netflix shows and streaming shows do the 6 to 8 stuff, right? And make sure you finish the whole thing like these other shows do, because that's what they do. They pretty much film the whole thing and then put them out, and then edit after the fact to have the story flow a little better.
Yeah. I mean, we just ripped on the last season of Flash, but that's exactly what they did. You know what I mean? To the point that they
Yeah.
actually kicked off this new season here with the episodes that we were supposed to get last year. Now. So yeah,
Right.
you're right in terms of just shooting as much as possible and then just editing around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just it's just okay. They in the classroom. Then Chenko, well, who plays the teacher? Shout out to Chenko, by the way, shows up and you're just there like, all right, okay. There's even this like flickering light that goes on, and
Yeah.
like I thought that was something within the
I thought
story.
that was I thought that was relevant too. I was like, wait, something happened or somebody coming. But apparently that's the girl, the other I don't know who this character is, some new girl are
Oh,
coming. And
I'm gonna get to that character, but yeah, well, just to go to that character, yeah, because early on, like before we even get to that whole text message thing, we see a new character actually called Inferna, right? And
right.
I thought that well, okay, she was doing that, like she maybe was okay, because there's like a scene at the very beginning where she kind of activates her fleeing powers now. But the way how it's shot, I was under the impression that either she is some Kappa norm or some other, extraterrestrial basically who comes out to Earth and basically is like, oh, I could still use these powers here. Great. You know what I mean? Or like Rachel, she realizes, oh, now I have powers. You know what I mean? So that is left out there. I'm not too sure. Maybe she's a half breed. I don't know. But yeah, I was wondering if she was kind of messing around with the lights or something like that. And speaking of that character, she actually comes in the end, the post credit scene. And how I would have played this scene now, because basically it's just the classmates, basically try to take advantage of Rachel. Though. So they like rolling up balls of paper, throw it at her head, right? But what I felt like, okay, like in overall, what this should really needs to do, like the
And
show needs to kind of establish a bit. Why are they teasing Rachel? Like, what's the
yeah,
problem?
yeah.
Can't just be
But
because
the thing
she's a
is, I find
loner, you know?
that last little sequence was not cut the best either. Like, oh, she could have at no point I get the feeling that if people she catch the people while interrupting, while I was gonna hit Rachel, and I was like, well, like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
cut
Because
that
just
out.
out of the blue, off
Yeah,
screen,
right,
Twitter just comes and grabs it there. But what
right,
what what I mean that scene would now because it just ends with her kind of sitting down and kind of watching
very
Rachel
not yeah,
smiling, kind of evilish kind of way, right?
right.
What would have been cool is if she had actually like throw the paper in like some garbage bin or whatever it is, and you see smoke come out, and the
Something.
the, the
Yeah.
classmates go crazy like, oh, what's going on? But she's
Well, I don't know.
still watching Rachel and smiling at her, now. So right up, because clearly Dud Fuda knows who Rachel knows that Rachel have powers, right? But that could have been the moment where Rachel, like, oh shit, she have powers too. What? You know what I mean? And that could have stopped right there. Anywho, another thing that needs to sort of pick up though is what's going on with the bad guys, right? That would be Laline and Visa Claw and Amun and them, right? Because it just seems like they're just going from planet to planet, basically picking fights, like starting fights with people. That's how how I'm seeing things, right? Um, but to answer your question, Ricardo, I feel like this is like the first half of the season wrapped up, and we're gonna get the other 3 or 4 soon enough. But as I bring this up, I feel like at this point things need to sort of come to a focus piece. Like we need to
Yeah,
know, not so much character A and what character B or whatever is about, but what's the big threat? Like what's really what to look forward to, what are the stakes basically. So like in Mike, like I'm thinking, okay, now that Magonolia is back now we need to see her basically use her powers. Now we need to see her do some heroicness and like heroic stuff basically, right? Like save people, I don't know, save a cat from a tree if you want to be cliche, something along that line. But but then see how it affects her, real life basically, right? And that's where you can bring up the whole thing with her classmates and her dad and Kimberly and all that kind of stuff, right? And then kind of establish who the real villain is, because I still think it is Visa Claw, but he's still coming off like, all right, just in the background, like this ball is still a lane. Hey, don't touch these, don't touch Rachel, because Rachel's a half breed, and when you become a general, you can do what you want and blah blah blah. But I feel like he is the mean body in all of this. So even if he isn't the mean body, we have to see who the mean body is, and we have to be like, oh, okay. And then, like I say, bring up the stakes. So what is it? Is it about world domination, or is it just about wiping out all the half breeds, or whatever it is, or some politics going on in Capernaum, or whatever it is, right? Do we need to have that established,
Yeah,
basically from the next episode? Yeah, and
right.
that's when you can get people
As
excited.
I said, I'm not judging it for the story itself or whatever it is. It's not my story. I think my issue is how you deliver the story. I think I could at least say my opinion on that. And as I said, the pacing is I really forget what's going on. I'm not invested. It's taking too long between episodes.
Yeah,
That's the problem. And as I said, what you should do, to me personally, shoot all 3 episodes, edit it thing, and then cut it separate according, and then put them out weekly. Because the whole point is to get them out in such a way where I could, watch them next time. You'd rather put them all at once. If you want to do that, you could do that. But
yeah,
at least put them out weekly for me to watch this thing. Because that's the problem. I really forget this was a show. Like, it's only because you tell me. You
yeah.
know, sorry.
No,
That's a
yeah, no,
market. It's more a marketing argument and a distribution argument, but not. But you see
right.
my problem, right?
No, no,
Yeah.
I totally understand, because
Yeah.
you're literally giving us like a month or so between
Too
episodes,
much
right?
time. It's too much time. Yeah.
So unfortunately, what happens is that when people go into the new episode, they're all excited because like, oh, we want to see what happens next,
Yeah.
and then it's like, okay, but we still have to wait. So
Yeah. Exactly.
it's
But it's
more
not
like
like
it just kind of like playing. I don't want to say playing with people's emotions, but
we're playing too slow.
what again, people is gonna come in excited, and then you're not
Yeah.
gonna get that. But what I would say though, just before we kind of wrap things up, is, well, look at the show, for example, Superman and Lois, right? Look, we got how much, like 4 or 5 episodes, I think,
Right.
5 or 6, whatever it is, and then it stopped because of COVID, got
Right.
halted production. But that doesn't mean that the season is done. You know what I mean? You have the first
No.
5 or 6 episodes, but
Yeah.
when next season, when the second half rolls in, they're not gonna stop. They're just gonna go all in. You're gonna get everything. Not seeing all episodes one time, but they're gonna amp things up. So yeah, it's gonna be worth the wait. That's basically what I'm saying. It's gonna be worth the wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just really hope that with the next few episodes that we get, or especially with the next episode comes up, it at least is worth the wait. And how to make it worth the wait? Just pick things up. You know what I mean? Just give us the
Yes. It's
threats. Let people know, oh, this is how things are gonna get real, and this is what's gonna happen, and this is why we need to tune into what's going on. But yeah, like I say, from what I gathered, this has been the first half of the season. So I hope that with the second half, really that things do pick up though.
Right.
We really get stakes in what's going on, not just with Magonolia, but with Lilene, and what I mean, that's pretty much the main characters in this show. And yeah, I mean, if all goes well, just keep our fingers crossed, we could end things off on a solid note, and we could see where the other shows come in from there. So yeah, that's it. Just pick things up, raise the
Right.
stakes, and yeah, and whenever we do get episode 4, we'll be like, okay, yeah, this certainly. I mean, don't mind we wait long for it, but yeah, this was definitely worth the wait, man. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. As I say, my same problem I had from before. This too much of a gap for so little content, because it's not like a movie length between month. If it was a month and it was a movie length thing, it would have been fine. But it can't be episode length and being per month. Like, put out some content, shoot all as much. Like, if it was up to me, I would have shoot the whole 6 episodes and then put it out weekly, or however long it had to be, and then you do that. But it's just taking too long. But yeah, it's good enough, as I say, for what it is. Like, yeah, until do anything, as I say.
Yeah, definitely.
It's fun.
Yeah, until do your thing. Just stay focused on that goal though. Just make sure that people just make sure that the story that you want to tell is being told and not going to be told, right? Hey, this is Matthew Bailey, and I hope you've enjoyed this segment of the BS Beats and Bailey podcast. If you'd like to hear the full episode, hit up my link tree. On the other side of my head are 2 videos you can check out. Like this video if you like it, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell as well. Thanks for listening, and until the next one, take care, peace.